Hello again, Pagani fans. Today we have a resin model of the Lewis Hamilton car, kind of, sort of. Let's see. So this is a protective sleeve to protect the cardboard box to protect the plastic box protecting a model. Right? Come on. Besides being wasteful, it's just that I had to pay for this. I had to pay for this nice box with this sleeve. When all I really want is the model, really. I can understand this, though, because it might be delicate parts. But just a cardboard sleeve around this, like all the other brands do, would be nice. So it turns out that this is a one-off car that Lewis Hamilton ordered for $1.5 million. And then I think it was sold off for like $11 million. And later on it was wrecked in the UK, so that's unfortunate. But the driver was fine, so good for you. But a car with 760 horsepower, you gotta be careful what you're doing. Alright, so I'm just trying to obviously get this tape off. So U2 must have put out a purple version, but I don't see them for sale on AliExpress. So I got the blue version, and frankly I didn't even know this is a one-off car in the real world. So again, I'm learning about the real world by collecting miniatures. So this is not realistic, of course, being blue, but U2 obviously is going to try to get their money back. They have a black colorway as well, I assume, in the future. I mean, I could see this as a metallic orange. No, really, any color. It's a Pagani after all. So you can see this doesn't even have this carbon graphic. It would have been nice to have that, but I guess that's a way for them to save money. Alright, so, well, this is different center. This is red nuts in the wheel with still black wheels. Alright, carbon fiber headlight area looks alright. And then that's probably Lewis Hamilton driving around in Monaco where he kept the thing. I wonder what an F1 driver thinks when they drive a road car. I wonder if he's like, oh, this is so comfortable. Or like, this is just a piece of garbage because the guy drives an F1 car for a living. I wonder what they think. Let us take a look here. Alright, I don't know where my toothpicks always go. Let's start with the wheel. Yeah, unfortunately, even though it's accurately black, it's really hard to see the details on black wheels. You can see that the spokes are blanked off. There should be an air gap between all these spokes. I don't know. I mean, this is a toothpick, a brand new toothpick we're looking at, so maybe U2 felt it would be too fragile if they actually had air passing between those spokes. I do like this red, even though that's, this whole car isn't actually accurate since there's only one in the world. But I do like this, this whole red, I think it's a decal. And so the nut is actually black. It's just this red warning thing or sticker, decal here. The tires are nice. Even though they're low profile, they are rounded. You can see the tread blocks, though. I'm not a fan of that. They're not bad, I guess. They're not truck tires, but we usually don't see tread blocks on road tires. You can see this carbon fiber treatment looks really nice, at least on this part here. I mean, it looks like carbon fiber. I assume that's a decal. There's some really thin canards, and I think I don't know, they could be either metal or plastic pieces. I actually think they might be plastic, but I might be mistaken. Here we have a clear, or silver? I can't see it with my own eyes. I'm just looking for my phone screen here. I don't know if that's a molded piece or a piece of metal with some sort of white printing on it. I assume that's some sort of running light or turn signal on the car. Now, what's going on here? Can't tell if that's an air pocket. This looks like it could be a decal. Maybe see, it's got a wrinkliness to it. Yeah, I think I just pushed that in. So this is a decal. It's unfortunate most resin companies use decals, but see, what's unfortunate is, look, besides the air pocket and the wrinkliness, this decal was stretched too much, and now the blue's showing through. It tore. So decals are just horrible. I really wish companies would get away from using them. I'm also noticing there's some sort of black here. I don't know if there's black paint. Yeah, maybe I think what they did is they put the decal into the groove, and then they put a little line of black paint in there to cover up the edge. But unfortunately, you can see the blue here, so they didn't use enough black paint. The door actuator or lock, maybe. It's a photo etched piece of metal with a little dot in the middle. The hand grab looks nice. Yeah, I will say this paint is nice though. It's a really small flake. It's metallic, but you can see how smooth the clear coat is. I have a suspicion they might polish these things after painting. Then we have some, maybe that's the door actuator. I mean, would a car like this even have a lock? Like, I would think it'd be electronic, but like a physical door lock? I don't know. This carbon fiber here looks okay, and the vent has a little depression with black in there, so I think that looks nice. See, now look, again, the decal, there's blue showing through, and then you can also see a little too much of the decal right there, and a wrinkle right there. So not very attractive to look at. This side window is a super thin piece of plastic. The black is on the inside surface. It feels perfectly smooth, so you can see right through these things right to the other side. You can watch television through them. There's a tiny little window here, which is nice. Cool. Alright. The side mirror has got this carbon decal, a little bit of wrinkliness. It's a separate side mirror. It's got a reflective sticker in there. So this vent looks nice as well. Very nicely done. The headlights, very nicely done. It looks like carbon fiber and a little blue inside of that. And then the headlights themselves. There's actually a recess. I think that's just silver paint, which is fine. Well, oddly, the orange looks like it's a clear piece of resin or plastic. Hold on. That's as far as I can magnify 4 times, so this essentially looks like a 1/18 scale model now I'm holding. Yeah, that turn signal is maybe a photo etched piece with orange resin on it. That's weird, you know. I like it, but I don't know why they wouldn't do that for the headlights. You know, considering that they're like the same size. So they got lazy there. Okay, this is a photo etched piece actually. I thought it was a decal at first, but now that I look at it, it's got little dots etched away. So that might be, I mean, running lights maybe. I mean, those dots represent LEDs. The chin spoiler is a decal, looks okay, except again, you can see some blue peeking through there. But from the top view, in general, it looks pretty nice. And again, look at this clear coat, very nice. There's some silver paint for the, I guess, fog lights. And then you can see a photo etched pieces in the grill there. So that's nice as well. I say the word nice a lot, don't I? But come on, that's what it is. I guess I'll try to use the word excellent. Excellent. The, this is a little lacking. Shouldn't there be like a Pagani logo right there? Maybe not. I don't know. Look at that front photograph. There's more of like a graphic down here, but that whole carbon graphic is missing in general. So you can see more carbon fiber decal action. You can see the photo etched windshield wiper looks nice. You can also see a line here, which is some glue residue, but you can knock it off quite easily. Be careful, you might also knock off that windshield wiper. Alright. Okay, this side, looking at the stance is slowed to the ground. It is screwed down quite a bit, so the tires are flattening out, and as realistic as that looks, it will create flat spots, but I'm never going to take this off the base, so I guess it doesn't matter. This side looks much better than the other side. In fact, this actually looks like it's on purpose, this shape here, but it's not on the side photograph. Alright, but yeah, there's an air pocket right there, right here, because of this decal, so it's kind of weird looking. That's nicely done. Window's nicely done. You can see the little air gap underneath this roof scoop, feeding air into the engine bay. That's impressive. It's actually floating and then glued there. And then they got the decal, I don't know, wrapped around underneath it. And then that front part of the vent is recessed and painted black. Very impressive. Alright, looking at the top view, this is also pretty impressive. This blue paint here is showing through pretty evenly. So this is a decal, that's a decal, and they had to space them evenly. But this is not a flat surface, it's curving, so that's pretty cool. But again, that's an air pocket there, and there where that crease is. The roof apparently doesn't have a carbon decal, it's just black. Interesting. This looks cool, but no, I take that back. I have a suspicion those are supposed to be defroster lines. I thought it was like a bunch of air filters, but it's on the window itself. So I don't know why they would choose to do that. I'm looking at the rear photograph, and you don't see any of that, because if you look at a real car, you can't even tell they have defroster lines because they're so thin. But look, I mean, if you print these defroster lines, you can't even see what's going on underneath, really. There is something underneath there, but I can barely see through the window. So that's a really poor design decision. And it's just a waste of effort and money, and it makes the model look worse. Alright, well, moving on. We got some insert here. Maybe it's metal, plastic, I don't know, but some sort of grill texture. And then the carbon graphic here, decal. The central wing is decaled, and again it's floating, so that's pretty impressive. And then the rear wing has a decal, but else, yeah, I think those are a bunch of air pockets there. Not nice. Oh well. It's pretty thin. Looks good. This diffuser here, yeah, looks alright. Now the rear tire, see, you can see these tread blocks. It's really weird. It looks like a rally Pagani, not a hypercar. But you can see the treads there. I mean, I think that they could easily have the treads, except for the leave this a solid bar, and then in here you can have all the treads you want, so that from the outside it would look normal. I don't know why all these model companies insist on having side tread blocks. I mean, if it's a truck model, sure, but a hypercar? It's really weird. Okay, there's actually two struts here. I thought it was one strut. But yeah, there's two. Very thin. Impressive. The wing is actually horizontal, so that's nice. Carbon fiber decal again with blue popping through, or maybe that's text. I can't zoom any further, so I don't know. The red brake light there as part of the decal looks good. The tail lights look pretty good. I think that's the photo etch piece I'm touching there. I don't know about this. Maybe it's so small I have no idea. You'll have to see. Hopefully you have a bigger screen than I do and you can guess what it is. I think it might just be part of the decal or just a dab of paint. But here it's white within red. Maybe that's resin. I don't know. The exhausts look really nice. Nice thin, and they have a recess, so they look like tubes, and they're sitting within this blue thing. But look at this decal again. This one's just curved up and floating in space. Blue, too much blue is shining through. And then we have a grill texture, which is really nice, and then the badging looks nice. And there's clearly some painted stuff behind that grill. Oh, those are either suspension arms or some sort of braces. I can see them in the rear photograph, and they're blue. So they got that. There's also red here. Maybe that's a reflector. The real car, it looks like it doesn't even have a grill at all. But I guess it must, because I do see text floating in the rear photograph. Okay, sadly there's nothing in the license plate. It would have been nice to even have U2 written there, or Pagani or something. Alright, the diffuser, pretty thin molding, looks alright. Although I kind of feel like it's supposed to be horizontal. I might be mistaken, but I feel like this and this should be parallel and horizontal, just based off the rear photograph. So why is it curved? I don't know. Seems weird. Alright, see, so much stuff going on in this little guy. Well, I guess it's interior time. What's nice about these resin models, you can see right into it because there's no distortion. So that dashboard clearly has a carbon decal, same with the instrument binnacle, but a little bit of blue stripe is showing through. And then the middle cluster is fantastic. You know, the vents have blue, and then the whole, I guess, middle console, a bunch of buttons and switches in different colors. The shifter itself is got the blue ball on top of it. You can see the e-brake has a little bit of blue at the tip. The middle of the steering wheel is that blue color as well. The seats have nice texturing. Now I might have to get the flashlight because we're getting inside of that thing. No indication of seatbelts that I can see. I think there must be a rear view mirror. Or what? I don't know. The door panels, yeah, they look nice. They're sculpted. Armrest there. Possibly some silver on there. Yeah, there's the rear view mirror. Can't really see much of it though. There's the steering wheel. Can't see anything in the instrument binnacle. I can't even see the instrument binnacle, so... Or is that it right there? Not sure. Yeah, there's the shifter again, looks great. Silver stripe going across the dash. All in all, it looks like a nice interior. Just no seat belts, but that's fine. So let's look at a few other Zondas here. So Granny and Partners had this hypercar collection. This is the Cinque Roadster from 2009. Unfortunately, this whole hypercar thing has this removable engine panel. I gotta say, the engine looks nice, but the gap, the resulting body panel gap, I'm not a fan of. I'd rather just not see the engine at all. Alright, well anyways, can't change how that model was made. This is also from that same collection called the Zonda Revolution from 2012. And then this has an even worse panel gap. Luckily it's black, so it's not as visible. Tarmac Works did this Zonda R. Alright, so this is die cast and it's pretty good. Nothing, I don't recall any problems with this. And look at this. I think this is all tampo printed. There's no decals. So this was a good one. Tarmac Works is, accused of using decals on some of their models. The ones with the crazy race liveries, but at least that one is all paint. So I gotta move these over because I gotta fit one last one. LCD model. No, is it LCD? It might just be a random one of those fly-by-night operations with no branding, but it's the Barchetta. It's really nice. It's a weird looking car, but it's nicely executed. Alright, so that's my Zonda collection. I think this is my very first Pagani that's made of resin. I think all the other ones are die-cast metal. So the key difference, I guess, would be the flat, thin the really thin windows, not necessarily flat, whereas all the other ones, they're molded windows, which is fine, I guess, I think maybe I am starting to prefer molded windows because I've had a few of these windows pop loose or even come that way loose already because they're under tension. But the few models I've seen, they do mold those super thin windows, like the F40 I have, and there was some other model I forget. It had a molded rear window. All right. Well, anyways, let's get these out of here. There should be reviews on all of those models. So if you're lucky enough to get one of the purple ones, you know, I think that good for you. I wish I had a purple one now that I know this is a one-off only car in the real world. But it's still nice to have this one. I mean, it's still a nice looking car. It's still a decent looking model. It's just under magnification. You're gonna really pick up on all those air pockets and, you know, the blue shining through the torn decals. But from where I'm looking at it, which is like half an arm's length away, I don't see any of those imperfections. So it just looks like a really cool model to me. So I guess it's cool. All right, you two. Decent job today, and hopefully we'll see you, I guess, when you put out another cool casting. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you in the next resin video.